Hey, my love. So I wanted to hop on here really quickly and talk to you about attachment issues and relationships because I've been doing a lot of thinking lately and things just like have been coming to me and I'm like, okay, let me hop on here really quickly. Now, I just want to say I try to keep my videos under 10 minutes because I understand that, our attention spans aren't as long as they used to be, technology. So it's like I'm going to try to put all of my thoughts into this, hopefully I don't go over and hopefully I can, keep you entertained. But, just ride with me. Just listen to me. Recently, I had guess you could say a breakup with a friend breakup. I was really upset about this thing. I'm like, I let her meet my mama. I consider her to be family. Like, I don't understand. Like, it was just like, you would think it was like a regular breakup. But, all relationships are basically the same. We all have the same, we need the same things, basically. So, when I sat with it and I thought about it, I'm like, why am I so angry about this? Like, why is it so major, right? Because you would think I knew her like 10 or 20 years. Like, I know my best friend over 20 years and it's not like that. The issue that I came upon is that I had attachment issues and it stemmed from my grandmother. So my grandmother died when I was probably 13 years old. I told you, that she helped raise me with my mom. So, we were really tight. So basically, my grandma had cancer. She went to the doctor. They told her she had to have surgery. So when she had surgery, basically when they went in there, they said that the cancer spread. And they said that she had 2 to 3 weeks to live. So it was the most devastating thing to ever happen to me in my life. I was already a teenager. You already know that's like the awkward stage. And you still don't really know yourself. You think you're grown, you're not grown. And it was just like the worst experience ever. She did end up dying. When someone has cancer, you see them wither away. Like, you see the cancer, eating them up. When they're on hospice, it's like they're there one day talking, and gradually each day the person just fades away and it's just like a zombie. Then it's just like they don't talk at all and don't eat it, and they, on pain medicine. It's just really crazy. So that devastated me. I was angry for a long time and didn't even know why. And I meant to put that in my anger video because I had to really sit with myself. At 26, I was just like, why am I so angry? Like, I had a good job. I was like, at the time I was, I think I was still staying at my mama's house. I might have been around early 20s, but I had a good job, just had it going on. You know what I'm saying? No bills. I had no reason to be angry every day. That's why I say anger has been my greatest teacher. And I think if people just really look into why you're angry, why this affects you that way, you would get to the root of a lot of issues. So basically, around that time, that's when I first started sitting with myself and I first discovered that I was hurt because I lost her. I felt robbed. Like, I felt like somebody robbed me and I just could not get over it. So I would push people away, or I would not let people in, like even friendships or just relationships, all of that. I don't think that I really thought that people would die and leave me, but it's just, we connect and we're going to have to disconnect at some time. That's with everyone. That's life and death. So when I think about my relationships, it makes me realize that, when I think about my relationships, first of all, back in the day, I really wasn't serious. I really didn't, how somebody like you or you like them and you're like, okay, we'll see how this goes. And you already know that it's not not forever, or you're not going to get married. You really just had the time to waste. That was your mentality. Okay, well, that's whatever. You really didn't get invested into it emotionally. Even though it's crazy, you telling people you love them, you have anniversaries, all this stuff, but you really weren't present in that relationship. It's crazy to me. When I go back and I think about it, how many relationships I was in, just coasting. You know what I'm saying? I knew I wouldn't go marry them, but I was just taking up space and taking up time. And I'm sure people did me the same way. So on the flip side of things, I dated somebody with attachment issues. Basically, she wasn't raised by her mom. She was raised by other people. I'm one of those people that's really loving and really nurturing, really hands-on. I'm really touchy-feely. I kind of spoil her in a way. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if I give her extra love than I ever gave anyone else, more love, then I could just heal her, which was wrong. You can't heal anyone. You can help them, but we not gonna get into that. But anyway, so I was just extra loving. What it did was it caused attachment issues. To the fact where she would be mad if I had to go to work. I used to work a 10-hour shift and mad when I go to work. Every break she want to talk to me. When we went to sleep, she had to be touching me. Her hand had to be on me somewhere, on my leg, somewhere. It was just wow. You know what I'm saying? It just got crazy. When I when we went to break up, you know, talking about suicide and stuff like that. Like, just like craziness, right? It was really crazy, like, when I think about it. We used to get into it, like, I had, like, 2 breaks in a lunch. If I don't talk to her on all of my breaks, then, you know, she go off in a text message or, like, you know, talk to me on my next break. We going off and stuff like that. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I'm one of those people, you try to come with me with a text talking crazy, I'm like, oh, we need to talk. You know, like, especially we live together and we together. I'm like, oh, we need to talk. She used to be like, oh, you act like a white girl. You always want to talk about something like a white girl. My thing is this. That's why my next relationship, communication has to be like, it has to be major to them because it's major to me. Like, how can you want to just argue and go at each other like enemies instead of sitting down and discussing your issues? And another thing, when you bring up an issue to somebody and they don't get, you know what I'm saying, they don't get rid of the problem, or they do good for a little bit, then they slide back to the same, you know what I'm saying, the same way. They are not respecting you and your needs. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they just playing the field. They just playing the game. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that they not go change. They don't have to, because some people know that they don't even have the capacity to change. I know I'm probably throwing a lot at y'all and I'm talking fast. That's how I do. But I'm trying to like get over this video. I want to record this video, put it out, and just go ahead on like with the rest of my night. But so I just feel like, you know, it's really important to have healthy relationships, and we need to know boundaries, and we need to know, be aware of the things that are happening. That way, you know, it won't get too out of hand and we won't, you know, waste each other's time. Personally, I always try to find like, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel or the positive in everything. I'm actually happy that I went through the things that I went through because like right now, how I'm able to express, you know, my hangups. I can do that in my next relationship. So when we come to the table, it's like, okay, so I know my issues are this, you know, we can discuss what their issues, you know, is, and, you know, we can move forward. Like, we can really help each other versus like before we just jumping in relationships, not knowing, you know what I'm saying, what we really doing. We just out here, you know, just trying to be cute. Oh yeah. And I also meant to mention, like, some people can have attachment issues, like, the way that they were raised, like maybe they were raised by the parent, but the parent wasn't, you know, as loving and stuff like that. So it's like you'll go through your relationships looking for that in other people. It's like a lot of people look for things in relationships as grown-ups from things that they didn't get as a child. When really, like, you know, we got to give that to ourselves. But, you know, that's like a whole nother video. I'm not trying to hold y'all up. But just be aware of your issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it was an eye-opener. I'm like, dang, it just hit me today. And I'm like, okay, this all makes sense now. Like, you know, that's why it's so hard for me to let people in. That's why you got to take your time with me. That's why it's like, you have to be patient with me. And that's with friendships. That's with a lot of it. Like, when you first meet me, you probably gonna feel my energy is kind of like standoffish, but it's really like, it's just like, because of my past, things that happened to me. I've had all kind of like crazy friendships, frenemies. People that got really close to me did, you know, things. So it's just like, it's kind of tough out here. You know what I'm saying? But all relationships are the same. I had to just hop on here and just, you know, put this information out into the universe while it's like on my mind. That's how it kind of goes. That's why my videos are like random. They don't have a time. It's kind of like something comes to me. It's like, talk about this. I talk about it. I release it into the universe. I really only like watch my video once, and that's to make sure that, you know, everything flows so that I can like take it down and like do whatever I need to do. But I really only watch my videos once and I don't get back into it. It's like I just release it into the universe and that's it. So here we are. I hope, you know, I was able to keep your attention. I hope you know, I was able to enlighten you a little bit. I hope everyone is being safe. I hope everybody is being loving. I hope everyone is happy. And until next time, just be good.